And the worst part is the loneliness that comes with that. I think there's a a loneliness that I have. The responsibility that you have and is isolating, and the weight is isolating. So I think the worst part of that is the feeling like nobody really understands, and sometimes falling into the spaces of like just being alone, feeling alone.
So Michael B. Jordan went on an interview on Jay Shetty's YouTube podcast, and he explained a variety of things when it comes to loneliness, his purpose, and what led him to be the person that he is today. But what is more important is realizing that focusing on one thing can also distract you from focusing on other areas that are also as important. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like, and make sure you share. Subscribe once again.
I'm not looking, but it would take a very special person to understand and grow with me. No, it's I go back and forth between wanting partnership and then not knowing what's the best partner for me. Like bringing them into my world, what I got going on isn't easy.
So I know there's a trend that normally goes around when it comes to a man figuring out the way in his life and how he should move and how he should grow. It normally comes with the option of two things. Either you focus on your career, your purpose, and your money and do away with women, or you focus all your energy on women and do away with your career. And I think that when it comes to people like Michael B. Jordan, he has kind of chosen to focus on his career so much and spend so much time on improving the life of his family and loved ones that he forgot and neglected the area of improving his relationship with a woman that he would like to spend the rest of his life with. From his opinion, his words, not mine.
Wanting to be available and there for that person while I'm juggling everything else, and feeling okay to put the other part of my businesses down, and there's sacrifice and compromise that comes with a partnership and a relationship, and what is and understanding how to make that all work is sometimes gives me anxiety and pause, and
after listening to this whole podcast and this whole interview, all because you focus on your career doesn't mean you neglect one area or one key area in your life that's just as important, and which is building a life or having a family of your own if you want to have a family. And this comes down to finding a partner. Normally, we've been tricked into thinking that when we focus on one area of our life, we have to focus on that area for the next couple of years until we get to where we want. But I came to the realization that that's not really healthy. If you want to focus on your physical life, also focus on your physical life and your mental life and your emotional life and your social life. We're supposed to focus on all these areas of our lives at the same time. Not every area will get the same equal level of attention, because that's not really possible. You're a human being. But it's never supposed to be a point where we focus 100% of our time on our career and zero on our relationships. Now, I don't know his history with dating. I don't know his encounter with women. The only woman that I've known Michael B. Jordan to be with is Lori Harvey, but we all know how that one turned out. She was not really a great option in my opinion. And we see him having a great time with the lady, his co-star from Creed. So this is not to say that he hasn't tried to get into a healthy relationship, because I assume he has tried, but this is just for the general public, that every area of your life is meant to be built simultaneously together at the same time.
And then also there's a part of me that has not really lived life yet. I haven't really traveled as much for fun, or just like Japan has been a few times that I went where I didn't have a schedule, where I didn't have to be somewhere for press. I didn't have to be I had to put other hats on,
Wait. You guys have to subscribe. Why haven't you subscribed yet? Subscribe to the channel right now.
There's so many different places and people I've never had an opportunity to happily meet that I might connect and vibe with, that might be a person that my soul connects to, and I think, those things, I'm looking forward to that part of my life. I think the last couple of years, I'm starting to get to a place where it's like, you know what, I got to start living.
Yeah. If you're putting 80% of your time into your career as a young man or as a woman, you should also realize that you need to put time aside for relationships. You need to put time aside for family, because the years that you have, whether you're 30, 40, 50, 20, teenagers, you will never get that back. So there will not be any time to go back and say, I wish I had done things different. That's all you can pretty much say, because that's all you can do. you can never really change the past that led to who you are today. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to what you want. If you are willing to sacrifice your relationships for a career that is greater than yourself, which I do believe Michael B. Jordan thinks his career is greater than himself, because he talks about trauma and breaking cycles in his family and being the first to really break out of that normal life that his family once had. If he sees that as fulfilling in itself, to forego having a relationship or having a family, then it's worth it, because there are men out there that did not have families and did not have children and did not have relationships with the opposite sex, but truly lived a fulfilling life because of what they accomplished and the value that they gave out to the world. And I think that is the only thing that can really overcome the void of partnership and having a family. I think it's having something that is beyond you, that takes all of your time and all of your energy. But at the same time, it does leave a blank statement of thinking what if things turned out a certain way. That's why it all comes down to what you want and what you want for yourself at the future, at the end of the day. If you make a resolve in yourself that this is what you want and you're ready to forego other distractions, if they may be relationships, which may not be a bad thing, then so be it. But I also think that this differs from person to person, because you may say one thing now and 10 years from now you may live to regret it. That's why I always look at the stats, look at the people that are ahead of you and what they have said. If you can find one person, or not one person, many people that have taken the same steps that you have taken and you're happy, then there's a high likely chance that you might be happy too. So, loneliness can sometimes be referred to partnership and not being able to find somebody. But that may not be the loneliness that Michael B. Jordan was talking about. His loneliness might just be with the fact that even though he does find someone, the person may not be fully, or nobody may be fully able to comprehend the burden or the pressure that is on him to provide a certain lifestyle and provide a certain value and provide a certain level of protection for those he loves and for the people around him and for the generation that is to come from him. Sometimes that loneliness is just necessary. And sometimes that loneliness is only something that you can bear, or people on that same journey can bear with you. And sometimes you just have to come to terms with that and know that that is a road that, whether you're married or not, you have to walk majority of it, or at least more than half the journey alone.